Yeah, hi everyone, thanks for joining. Let me share my screen. Yeah, okay, let's open syllabus as well. Yeah, today our topic is yes. Yeah, today our topic is we will start flows from today. Mm, yeah, sorry. Yeah, flows are very important topic in Salesforce. I mean, in term of, irrespective. Okay, flows are very important topic in Salesforce. So every Salesforce developer or admin should have knowledge in flows. The flows are automation tools. So you no need a you can make you can create a different automations by using flows without making any code. So you no need of code actually. So you can implement the automation using flows. You can go for the code, but until the scenario is the requirement is very complex. Okay, so if it is done by the flow, so we have to use the flows only. And yeah, so as per the Salesforce always recommends the declarative approach, not the coding approach. So Salesforce suggestion and recommendation is go for the declarative approach first, then go for the code if it is not you know fulfill our requirement. Yeah, as I mentioned, we should have the knowledge and flows. Everyone should have the knowledge and flows. These are very simple when you understand. Okay. So in where you can able to access the flows in Salesforce, right? There are two ways. Go to setup. From setup, you can able to type flows. From flows, you will see these are the existing flows. You can create new flow from here. And from there is automation app also there. Just go to app launcher and type automation. From here also, you will able to open flows. Yeah. Like what are the different tools before flows actually? You do have a different automations. Like one is workflow rules, another one is process builder, and after that flows. Okay. So, but workflow rules, like you can let me find. Yeah, the workflow rules. They are still available, but as Salesforce is retired workflow rules actually in 2023. So you can do like very limited operations like updating fields and email sending email alerts or outbound messages. Okay, just it is a very basic tool. Like earlier, people used to use this tool, but now everyone is migrating to flows actually. Okay, like you cannot. I mean, you can create workflow. I think you can create, but it's not recommended actually. Salesforce is not supporting. For example, if you get any error, right? In most of the cases in in real-time projects, when you get any some any issue in your application in your in automation, right? We used to create a Salesforce cases. They will open our arc and they will try to understand, and they will you know give the solutions like what is exactly happened. But here when I talk about um, retirement, right, Salesforce won't give the support. Okay, they will simply ask you to migrate your workflow to flows. Okay, and the same way process builder is also there. That's why I haven't included these two automations tools in our syllabus. But if you are interested, you can, you know, learn by yourself. There are so many resources are available. Yeah. Process builder is also same, but like there are, like minimal actions we can do with the process builder. But now everyone is migrating existing process builder or flows. I mean existing process builder workflow rules into flows only. Just a minute, someone is wants to join. Yeah, yeah, you can uh, learn by yourself workflows and process builder. They are very easy. Like when you have knowledge and flows, right? You can easily understand those two tools as well. But our end goal is to understand flows. Okay. So in Salesforce, we're having like five important flows. Okay. One is record trigger flow. Yeah, there are five. Yeah. Sorry. Record trigger flow, and the second one is screen flow. Sorry. Schedule flow, auto launch flow, and fifth one is platform event flow. Right. So you see, like we will see like one by one. Today we will cover about record trigger flow. Okay. So yeah, let's go one by one. Just high level information. So you can see like first record trigger flow. By name itself, you can understand, right? This flow will trigger when you make any changes on the record. Okay, those changes can be a record is created. Okay, record creation, record is updated. Okay, and record is deleted or undeleted. When you do any operation on the record level, right? This flow will be invoked automatically. This automation will be invoked automatically. The screen flow means so it will be useful for the UI. For example, if you want to take some information, right? Here we are. Let's go to the sales application. So here, so for example, I want to create a new account, right? I'm clicking on the new button. I'm getting some form. Okay. So form with the collection of fields, right? The same way you can also build a screen. You can also build a custom screen. Okay, where we can keep our required fields based on the business requirement. Okay, to take the inputs from the user. So in screen flow, you will build a you know custom screen to take the inputs from the user. Okay, it will be launched by clicking on the new, I mean some buttons and all. So the automation will invoke by clicking on the buttons. Okay, so you will have the next previous button as well. We will see later, like in detail. The third one is schedule flow. Okay, schedule flow means like you can trigger the automation by setting up the some time actually. For example, if there is a lead actually, so there is a lead, right? So there is no activities on this lead. No one is taking this lead to to make the further steps. So we will wait for the 5 days. Like there is a requirement. For example, there is a business requirement. If any lead is, you know, if any lead is not, closed or not processed further, just wait for the 5 days. If after 5 days, we will have to send a mail to lead one, like what is the progress and like that. So after 5 days only, the automation should fire and email has to be triggered right to lead one. So how we can implement that by using, you know, schedule flow, we can implement that. Okay, in Apex also we can implement by using the schedule Apex, but schedule flow is enough for that. So you can go with the schedule flow, right? Runs automatically at a specific date or time. It can be a daily, weekly, monthly, right? The next one is auto launch flow. So basically, this auto launch flow, it will be invoked by some other automation. It could be a flow, Apex code, or REST API, or a button. Okay. So in sometimes we will have the very big complex flows. So like what we can do is to make the flow easily understand to the other developers or admins, right? We will make that flows into a subflows. Okay, so we will uh, divide the logics into subflows to understand easily. So in that case, the auto launch flows are useful for to creating the subflows. Okay, the last one is platform event flow. Platform event flow is like like what is platform events? So basically, platform events were communication between the two systems. Okay, like there are two systems. So it could be Salesforce to Salesforce, or it could be an external system. Okay, it can be SAP. So it's completely outside actually, outside communications. For example, if SAP sends some message to Salesforce, right? That could be a platform event. So we will like platform events are important. We will see in development as well. I mean, in the development classes, we will see the platform events in more detail. So platform events are like communication between the two systems. Those systems are the outside from the Salesforce actually, not inside Salesforce. Okay, so we can create the platform events flow. Like when any platform event occurs into Salesforce, right, the flow can be automatically invoked. We can have the automation, right? We can create the platform event automation by using the flows. Okay, yeah. Let's go to the like in Salesforce. Let's go to flow. Flow. Open the flow builder. Okay, as I mentioned, there are two ways. From app launcher you can open by using the automation app, and the setup you can type flows. So here, this is existing flows actually. I got uh, I got these flows when I create this org. Okay, and just click on this new flow. It will open the flow builder. So here we will see the different flows actually we discussed now. Record trigger flow. Like in most of the projects, we use record trigger flow only, and very rare case schedule trigger flows and screen flows are also we will use, but record trigger flows are used very frequently in every project. Okay, let's click on this. There are other automations also available, but those are not necessary. You can say like if you are interested, right? You can go you can go and explore them. Okay, so this is our builder. Sorry, this is the flow builder. Yeah, this is flow builder actually. Okay, so basically this part is a, we call it as a canvas. So, and flow is a collection of is a group of some elements basically. So we will like we're having different elements. Those elements are like how you can see the elements. Just click on the free form. You will see the different elements here. Okay, interactions, actions, subflow, customer error, logics. For logic, we are having these elements: assignment, decision, loop, transform, collection sort. Like for the data, I mean, creating records, update records, getting records, delete records. These are the different elements we use it to build a flow actually. Flow is a collection of elements and this, I mean, elements, collection of elements. Yeah, in simple way, I can say. Okay, so let's say, so these are the elements, and if you go to the manager, you will see the resources. So we will create a different resources. Those resources can be useful in our flow logics. So resources could be a variable, constant, formula, text template, stage. So in our code, right, we will create some variables in some classes, right? Those variables for helpful for our logic in our code. So the same way in flow also, we will create some resource types. So those could be variables, constants we will create ones, and that can be useful for every block or element. Formula fields, for example, I want to calculate for example, I want to add 10 days to the current date, right? So you can use the formula. Text template could be useful. For example, you want to send a email to some lead owner, right? You can use a text template. If I select this text template, you will see here you can um, this is the follow-up email on the lead. So you can use this template for sending the email. Okay, it could be a rich text. You can create rich. It's a rich text basically. So and when I change it to plain text, it will be HTML format. A very rich text. So these are the resources. Like we will use resources when you do like more, practice on the flows, right? And the next one is, so yeah, if I go to the elements, right? There are different actions what flow can do. mm, Let me open to auto layout. Okay, just select some object. Okay, let's see. This is auto layout. It will be automatically layout. So if you click on the plus icon, you will see the different elements. Okay, those elements we will already see on the toolbox. I mean toolbox, right? You can also see here if you click on that. For example, when you select the action, so actions means like you can send email. So here we will give the like different send. These are the this can be a kind of templates, like Salesforce is giving default. So we will use these actions. So here for sending email we need recipient address, right? And you can also put the CC address, BCC address, and the sender details. Okay, and the templates. So you can compose your own template here, or you can use the existing templates. Okay, these are the actions. You can also call the apex methods. Okay, we know, right, from we can call the apex methods from the flow. In some cases you may need to call the apex method. I mean apex method in the sense we will call the code, apex code from the flows by using the invocable method annotation, right? So you can also get the apex actions. So here by just typing the apex, there are so many actions are available, right? So mainly we will use the sending emails and apex methods in like most of the flows. This is about the actions, and if you want to delete this element, just delete element. Okay, next one, subflows. As I mentioned, we can if your flow is very complex, right, you can create a different subflows. Customer errors, it will show you the customer error message to the user. Okay, and For example, user tries to close the opportunity without contact. Customer error can show. Please add a contact before closing this opportunity. So we can, put our custom message so that user can understand. Okay, assignments. So assignments are like, we will use it in the before trigger flow to update the same record. Um, for example, I want to update the country code for the phone number, right? You can use the assignment. So we are updating the same lead record only, right? So it's a before update. We call it as decisions. Like decisions are very, important. Mm, so it will decide like which action should be, you know, uh, which action should be execute. For example, if the scenario is like, decision check. If lead priority is high, send a urgent email alert to manager. If medium, follow up, we have to create a follow-up task. If it is low, send a standard acknowledgement mail to the lead owner, right? So like we can do some decisions. Loop, we can iterate the different elements. Transfer, we can convert one object to another object. Collection sort, we can, um, sort the elements. Filter, it will be useful for the filter. Okay, these are the DML operations, right? We can create the new records, update the records, fetching the records, deleting the records. Like we will, communicate with the data, right? That's why it is showing under the data. So these are the different elements in flow. Okay. Yeah, when you practice more examples, right, you will definitely understand. Like it will be very um, helpful for you to understand each elements. I was added all like there are good number of you know practice examples. So under the day 16 tab. Yeah. So these are the examples for record flow basically. So we will see like a few examples now, and after that you can also start implementing you in your arc. The same way I was also added the separate tab in our project document, right? I was also added the separate tab account records. So here these scenarios are our project scenarios basically. Like how, like what are the trigger flows we use in our account object, right? These are the scenarios. You can, you don't need to create all these scenarios like based on your interest only. Okay, if you are interested, right, you can create all the scenarios. So like when you practice more, you will understand more. Okay, let's sorry. So in see like we're having three Google Docs, right? One is for syllabus. The second one is global. This healthcare project is a project document. So here you will see the tab, account triggers tab. So this tab is dedicated only for the account triggers. And the next one is class notes document. In the day 16, you will see about the flows. Flows notes, and then some practice examples on the record trigger flow. Yeah, I will share both links to you in the group maybe so that you can access it quickly. Yeah, let's see like one by one. Like we will see like few scenarios. Okay. Mm, just a minute. So when a new lead is created and the lead source is empty, automatically set the lead source to web. So this is just an example, right? Just go to new flow. Yeah, I was already okay. This is the my new flow, and first of all we have to select the entry condition, right? So I mean entry start element here. So we have to select the object. So the my object should be lead. Okay. The next one, uh, when it should be triggered. So at the time of lead is created or updated, or like both ways. If it is created or updated or deleted. Okay. Now my as per my requirement, I mean as per my scenario, right? Just I need to select. I need to check only when the lead is created. Okay. Let's select the first option and the entry conditions, right? So each this flow should not work for all the cases, right? You should only check. This automation should only runs when um, lead status is blank. So we are having the lead status here. So there are two fields we are talking about. There are two fields in this scenario. One is lead source. Yeah, sorry, lead source, and yeah, like if yeah, correct. One field only we are talking. If the lead source is empty, and that lead source should be set to web automatically. So we are talking about only one field. So what is the lead source? Yeah, this is the lead source. We are having the different values here. This is a standard field, by the way. Here we are having the different pick list values. So if it is blank when at the time of creation, it's not a required field. So there are chances sales rep can create blank, I mean blank lead source lead, right? So at the time we will just keep the lead source to web. So it's no need no user can go to the lead and set the value to web. So when it is blank, so it will automatically set to web at the time of creation itself. Okay. Let's see. Here our entry condition should be yeah. I'm just going with this one. So lead source. So here we can see the different you know um, different record values. So here lead source equals to is null. There are different operators, right? Operators equals to, does not equals to, starts with, ends with, contains, is null. Okay. Here we are checking is null. If it is null, okay, true. Then only our flow should work. Okay. The next one. So next one we are having the two options: fast wheel updates or action and related records. Okay, let's see like what is the difference between the two actions here. The first one. Okay, so update the fields on the record that triggers the flow to run. High performance flow runs before the record. So as I mentioned, right, there are two type of flows in the two type of record trigger flows. One is before record trigger flow. The second one is after record trigger flow. Which means, so when you are, so here like what is like what I'm updating here. So we are updating the lead source only when the lead is created. So we are updating the same record. So we are not updating, we are not making any action here. Okay, we are updating that particular record only. Okay, that record is causing to invoke this flow because, see, let's say before record flow and then record trigger flow, right? So this is just our form. I mean the lead new lead creation page layout, right? Okay, and this one is also same form. Okay, so we're having the save button here, and here also we're having the save button. Okay, so once we click on the save button, data will goes to database, right? So every data stores in stored in the database only, right? Sales account, I mean lead data. So lead database, you can say lead object database, lead. So this is call it as database. So here we're having, so here we're having the different fields. It could be name, just giving some high level fields only, and lead source. This is also form, and some other fields. So here also we are having some other fields, right? When sales reps enter all the fields, like he will click on the save button, right? So once he will click on the save button, then data will show to DB. And in after trigger also, it will he will when he click on the save button, data will show to database. The ultimate is every record will store on the database, like whatever we have filled on the form. I mean, we have filled on the new record page. I mean, um, this new this page, okay, creation page, new lead creation page, right? So here, like when before trigger flows and after triggers flows will come here. So here, like in our scenario, when it lead source is empty, right? When if it lead source is empty, like what we are doing is what we have to do is we have to put some value, okay, before going into like before going to DB, okay, we have to put some value lead source when they click on the save button, right? So in this process, like the transaction from save, clicking on save to going into DB, right? So we will make some, you know, some updates here. So before saving into DB, we will make some updates onto the same record. So what we would do is when we click on the save, right? So we will check lead source is empty or not. If the lead source is empty, we will assigning into web, right? So this data will store into DB. Okay. So when user click on the save button, if it is null, lead source is null, so we will assign the value to web, then that value, that updated record will be stored into DB, right? So we are not like we are updating the web before record is saving into DB, okay? Before record saving into DB, right? Like here, this is just an example. Like some cases you may need to, you know, um, update the country code. Okay, so we are just updating the same record only. Okay, we are not updating the other record. So we are updating the same record. For example, I have entered the phone number. Okay, so my phone number. I was user was entered some phone number. If the country code is if the country is India, so we have to put country code as plus 91. That will be stored into DB. Like before, like we are just pre-populating the values, pre-populating the field values. Okay, so before triggers can be useful for pre-populating the values and also validation purpose. Okay, so we can use before triggers for that. So like when after triggers will come. So here, so after means like record will be saved into DB. Okay, then only we will make some operations. So what type of actions we will do? For example, you want to send a you know uh, email notifications to the lead owner, right? So we need a lead ID. So here we won't find the lead ID. Okay, lead is not created. Like when you get the lead ID, when you get the lead owner and all, like once the lead is saved into DB, then Salesforce generate a ID. Salesforce generate the lead ID. If it is, it has to be saved into DB. Okay, so this lead ID can be generated after the lead is saved into DB. So before triggers, you won't get any record IDs. Like not only lead, you won't get the account IDs, contact IDs, lead IDs. Okay, record IDs will be generated once the record is saved into DB. So here you want to perform some operations. Depend that operations are required, like those operations required record ID. Okay, then you have to go for the after triggers. For example, I was inserted a for example I inserted a for example I was updating the email. Okay, there is account. So this is account means I mean in our terminology, hospital, right? So here we have for this account we're having the different there are some um like 4 to 5 contacts. Okay, contacts means employees under that account, right? So for example, when someone changed the account address, okay, if account address is changed means contact address will also get changed automatically, right? Okay, so in that case what I need is I need to, so here what I have to do is when I will create a flow on the account, I mean after so I will select this one. I will select this option, a record is updated. Okay, and the object should be account. Okay, and the status I will change, like I will put like if address is changed like that, and then I will select the second option, which means after triggers. Why I need after triggers? So here I need a account ID to fetch all the contacts. Okay, if in contact we are having the account ID, right? If I go to the contact, how I can identify your contacts based on the account ID? If you go to the contact, right? So if when I go to the see all data, oh, this contact is not belongs to any account. Yeah, if I click on this contact, so you will see that this contact is associating into this account. We need this account ID. So we need this account ID. Then only you will able to fetch all the contacts which are related to the particular account. So here we need account ID. So, so when you will get the account ID in after triggers only. Okay, when you get the account ID, you can query all the you can fetch all the contacts and then update the contacts address based on the account address. So now you will understand, right? Like when to use off before triggers and when to use after triggers. Okay, this is important basically. So in triggers, in Apex triggers also, we will see this type of you know scenarios. In Apex also, we were having the two different type of triggers. Okay, before triggers and after triggers. That time also we will discuss about this one. So you can understand here by seeing this context description. Update any records and perform actions like send email. This more flexible to run after the record is saved. So here, here we're updating the contacts. Okay, yeah, I need to select the second option. So in the first scenario, like what is the scenario is we have to update the current lead only. So I mean the same record only we have to update. So in that case, no need of selecting the second option. The first option is fine. Fast fill updates because we are dealing with the same record. I mean same lead only. So we are not updating any other record. Okay. So here this is my entry condition, lead source is null. If it is null only, it will trigger. Okay. The next one is assignment. So you no need of using this update record and all. So you can use assignment. We'll see. So here update, just giving the name lead source as web. So the variable, the current triggering lead. Okay, the triggering lead, the current record. Click on it and lead source, lead source. What do I want to update? I want to update as a web. Okay, it's a pick list now, so that's why we got pick list values here to update. So done. Save it. Just giving lead flow name. As I mentioned, like keep GHS. So it's not a project related flow, right? Just don't add GHS in front of the flow name. um, Lead update lead source. If it is no, no need to give this much detailed flow name. I mean flow label. You can keep simple. You can put description. Okay, meaningful description so that everyone can understand. Okay. First, let's debug this. Before going to activate the flow, we can debug the flow first. So just click on this debug. So mm, 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 let's see, not triggered. Debug. Let's take any flow with having the lead source blank. I'm just keeping none. Right. Norm way. Run. See, if you see this details, right? Let's go one by one. So click on the detail, you will see the debug log. This debug run was triggered as if the lead record is created. So I started the flow and the flow version is 66 and lead no ID. Okay. I mean, we have, it's a before trigger, right? No ID. So the conditions, lead source null is null, true. So here lead sources, there is no lead source for this. Okay. So the hence our first condition entry condition will satisfy. Okay, is null true. You see this true. The next one, a variable was updated. So we are updating the variable. Okay, assignment. In this assignment, so you will see like we are updating web to lead source. Okay, then roll back. This you can ignore it. After that, it will be end. So this is working as expected, right? As per our requirement. Just uh, say activate the flow. Click on activate, which means it can be, you know, it will work in our in real records. The like whatever we are using debug, right? Those are temporary records for testing, so it won't affect our DB in Salesforce. Now we will see. Let's create a new lead. mm, I'm just keeping name as test lead for our understanding. Company, mm, some Kims. I'm keeping lead sources blank. Okay, there is any other, yeah, all are, we filled out all the required fields, right? Just click on save. Let's see whether it is working fine. Yeah, you see this lead source updating to web. This is how we use the before trigger flows to update the fields. I mean current fields only, right? Yeah, that flow, that automation, like whatever flow we created, that will work for only lead creation. But I need to update. For example, here we don't have the lead source here. I need that automation should be triggered. Automation should be work when at the time of updation also, not only for create. At the time of updation also, I have to update. I have to get this lead source automatically from that flow. So what you can do is just go to flow, and first you have to deactivate the flow. Deactivate the flow and click on edit flow. Go to entry like start element, right? Click on edit. So you will see the options. So I need to update. I need to invoke this automation at the time of creation or updation of record. I'm just changing to record is created or updated, right? Now save as new version. So our recent changes will show in the new version. So old version keeps the like old changes. So based on the versions also you will understand like what are the changes was made. So you are the not only developer, right? There are so many people in real projects. They will work on the same flows. Based on the versions, you can differentiate. Okay. Now let's see. I was just updated and activated the flow. You see this active button. Now let blank save the lead. Blank save means I'm not making any field change. I'm just doing some blank update, which means I'm not making any actual update. I'm doing some blank update. So just click on the edit. It could be a inline edit or record level edit. Okay. So just click on save. We'll see. So it's what updated. This is called blank update, right? So our flow is getting invoked at the time of lead updation also. Okay. Let's see the next scenario. How to create a task when lead is created. When a new lead is created, automatically create a follow-up task and assign the lead owner in due in 3 days. Okay. So here let's understand. Mm, just erasing this. So here what we have to do is first lead has to be created, and once lead is created we have to create a task, right? So here we are talking about we have to deal with the two objects. One is lead object and task object. So for creating task we need lead id. Okay, I mean who id what id. So who id what id can be come from the lead object. So definitely we should need a lead id, right? Lead record id we need. So how you will like when you will get the lead record id in after trigger only you will get the lead record id. So we have to for create for doing the second example we have to select the after trigger flows. Okay, let's do that. New flow. Yes, before trigger you won't get. Okay, my object is lead and entry condition. I don't have any entry condition now, so I can there is no entry condition required. So I'm going the after trigger. After like how you can the second option click selecting. Okay, next. Mm, and mm, okay, now let's create a task. So create record. Mm, so I'm doing manually. So when you select manually, right? So it will ask you to object like what object I need to create a task. So task object. So you will get the fields. Um, subject. So for create like what is the task here basically? So just go to the any lead. We'll see like task first. So this is the task now. For example, this lead is just created. I want to create a task. So new task. Subject can be follow up with lead. Due date status not started. Okay, due date can be 3 days, right? So today plus 3 days, three maybe I can give 26. This is the task. Okay, when you create um, like we just created a task manually, but this should be automated. So at the time of lead creation itself, this task has to be created automatically. So no user has to be create this task manually. This is our requirement. Now let's, so this is different object. If you click on this record, you will see task and task record. This is a completely different object. Okay, task, you know, right? Like assignment, kind of assignment. So once the follow-up is done, they will click on the mark. When they click on the mark, the task is, means like task is completed. Okay, let's do it from the flow. So first we need subject. Subject. I am just giving. mm so here we can use the, you know, um, resources, or some. You can also use the pick. Basically it's a pick list. So you can use the pick list values. Pick list in the sense when you click on edit, right? Let's go to this task once again. So you will see this you will see this default options. Okay, you can also keep your own subject. So, and also I can use the resources. Okay, I'm just using the resource with variable. uh, Not variable is not required. I have to store the text, right? I'm just text template, some task subject. Okay, this is the lead. So here, so I want to use the lead name as well. I mean lead name also. So what you can do is just here you will see the resources name, full name. So this is how you can use the, you know, resources. I want, if you want to mix up the text and the dynamic field values, right? So here I want to use the lead name also. This is the follow up lead. So this, it will, you will see the lead name done. So you can see the task subject. The next one, status. Status should be not started, and owner ID. This one is not required basically. Okay. uh, yeah, this one assigned to whom it should be assigned. um, a lead owner. I'm assigning to lead owner. So, so where we will get the lead owner, just go to triggering lead and click on this arrow. You will see created by ID. Created by means like whoever creates the lead. So here I want to assign this task to lead owner user. Okay, and lead user ID. Where is ID? Yeah, user ID. Okay, and activity date. This one due date. So it has to complete in 3 days, right? We have to do some calculation here. So means today plus 3 days. You need a new date, right? So you can, what you can do is you can use the formula. mm, Due date, activity date. So what you will get? You will get date. Okay, you will get date. So dot. You can use today also, no problem. So I can use the functions. There's a list of functions. You will see date functions. In date functions you will see dates, different dates, time now. Yeah, if you use this function now, you will get the today. Okay, let's add the plus 3 days. You will see it will work or not. Yeah, so like this formula you will give returns today, today plus 3. Okay, it will give you the uh, I mean 23, right? 23 plus 3 26. It will give the 26 February. Okay, like that how we will use the formula fields. Next, yeah, done. We'll see. Save it. uh, Create a task on flow, on lead. Save. Record name field contains derived values, that is, so we are getting one error actually. I mean, not error, a warning, kind of warning. So where you are getting that? Record name field contains a derived value that is not supported. Record flow. Okay. Does not support name. Some standard fields whose values are derived. Okay. Here we are getting a warning. So we are using record.name, right, in this resource. So just go to that resource. How you can go? Just click on this toolbar and you will see the list of resources. We have created one formula field and we have created a you know subject also. So here this is not working. It won't work actually. Derived free means like it's a combination of first name and last name, right? So sometimes it may not work. I'm just using the last name. Last name is always required. Let's see whether it is accepting or not. And save as new version. Yeah, that error got, I mean, resolved. We will see, like, I'm activating this flow. We will see. Yeah, that flow got activated. I'm going to create a new lead. uh, just mm, what I can give Apollo. Okay, lead can be a person, right? Okay, let's keeping, I'm just adding my name only. Mr. Company, I'm from Apollo. Okay, I'm not entering lead source. We already have automation that will automatically set. Okay, save. So lead is created, but task is not created, right? Task was not created. So we have to debug that. It's active only. This flow. This flow is active only. The record is created. Second option. Okay. Manually we are creating activity date. Create task. Okay. Hmm. Check for matching. This is different. what is happening. Yeah, we will see logs. Okay, like I will let you know like how we can see the logs. Developer console. We can debug the flow as well by using the logs. Just just checking whether these logs are working or not. Yeah, yeah. So these are the logs, but yeah, we will see. Like I'm trying to create a new flow. I mean new lead. So instead of selecting everything, I'm just cloning the lead. Okay, you don't need to fill. I'm just keeping two for the differentiating the differentiating the two records. Save. Yeah, just go to developer console. You will see the logs. Like when I 9.5, right? 9.5. Yeah, these are the logs we have to see. So the recommended approach is to check is size. Depends on the size. If it is more size, you will see the log, expected log. This is not the one. Uh, why my flow is not getting trigger? I don't see the flow is triggered anywhere. Mhm. Not this one. Closing this also. Let's go from scratch. You can filter the flows if when you are having the more flows, right? What how you can filter is so just click on add filter and you will see the object. You scroll down triggering object and platform event label. It contains just click on contains lead. You will see you will get all the lead flows. Yeah, this one. This is active only. Record is created or updated. Update any record to perform due date. What's the hack? What I selected? I selected record created only now. Then we are. It's not like that. We are, creating the task at the time of lead creation only, right? Not the yeah. So like mm, somewhere we're missing. Just checking. Lead creation manually, task, run immediately. So are we getting any errors? We can also see uh, there are flows, paused and failed flows. Here you will see like if you get any errors, you can find errors will store here. This is also one of the tip to debug. And just wait, it's loading. Okay, if you click on all flow interviews, so this is not getting failure. It's not getting any I don't see any errors. So let's debug this. Okay, let me deactivate this first and I'm just deactivating and debug immediately and selecting lead and run. We'll see. Activity date, see, like we are getting correct activity date because today's is 23 and we're getting 26. This is fine. User ID is also fine. Not started. Subject is follow lead parser 2. I mean we are getting the correct one. The record is ready to be created when the next screen. Pause local action is executed when the interval is finished. Do we have to do anything? Wait. So everything is correct only, like whatever we implemented. Create record. Mm, then why it is not? Required. This is also not required. Create record only we will use. Due date fine. I'm not assigning to anyone. And I'm just going one by one. No, something we are missing. It is not creating. We are getting task also 00T. 00T means task record only. I mean everything is fine because see in the debug also we are getting the task ID. But so in debugs you won't see the exact actual records. So just a temporary purpose you will see like all are working but some is not committing into DB. Let's see if any tasks are created. Ah, so tasks are getting created but we don't see them. Yeah, see like tasks are getting created. See this? But we cannot see them in the lead because we missed to assign. So this is how we can debug, right? So tasks are getting creating, but these are not assigning into the particular lead. That is the problem here. Okay, let's do that. So let's, for example, if I take this task, so if I go to the, if I go to, if I open this record, okay, let me open this uh, new tab. Okay, let me open this task. Okay, close this. Okay, I will just simply query it. Task where created date today. Okay, and the subject. So these are the tasks we created from like okay, status subject. I need subject. So this is the task we created. So the first one I created manually. The last three ones we I mean getting creating from the flow. So so it means flow is working fine, but we missed one field actually. Let's see like how what is that. So here mm, related. So here the type related is missing. What ID is missing basically. So what and who ID? Who ID is also got missed. Let's do that. So if I keep the what ID as, if you open this lead which we I mean this is the task which we created manually, right? Not from the automation. So here see the what ID. I mean who ID. Yeah, here the who ID is 00Q, which means Q. I mean 00Q means lead only. So as you know, right, like by seeing that record ID, we can understand the object. Yeah, lead. So like we are able to create the task, but we are missing to give the who ID. So that's the reason the newly created tasks are not, associating into our, you know, lead. So here just simply select name ID. Name ID means who ID only. So I want to assigning into current lead ID. So save as new version, right? and activate, and let's see. Let me create a new lead. Okay, lead, uh, test lead. Okay, company, some, and I'm giving a save. You see this task is got created. Okay, this is how, like, we use the after trigger flows. Like, don't think like we taking this much time to do this simple flow automation, right? So like by, like, to achieve this, like what we have learned for creating tasks, we have to give the who ID or what ID. Okay, and we have, understand, like, to debugging the flow. So there are two ways actually you can debug the flow. Okay, you can directly, before activating the flow, you can directly use this debug option. I mean, like, here we will see the debug option, and like once the flow is activated, right? I mean, once the flow is activated, you can also use the debug logs. So in debug logs also you can able to like understand like what is exactly happening. Okay, and you will see somewhere, you will definitely find out about that. See this is the flow. So definitely these things are necessary, like in your real-time project, right, to debug the flow. So like what is exact, like this is right now we are just, it's a very small flow, but in real time there are very big complex flows. It's important to understand like how, like, to debug that. So here you see this log, create task on lead. This is my flow. Okay, I'm just, and so, and the here I do not have any conditions, right? I do not have any conditions. It's simply, you know creating the I mean, task. So if you have a conditions, you will be able to see the conditions, whether the condition is true or like what is happening around. Yeah. Okay. Like, I will show you like in complex, look how we can debug. See here it is very small flow, very small flow, right? You cannot find that much detail. Like if sometimes flows may get a failure. Okay, so records also will get failure, right, to update. So those failures can be captured here. Okay, simply if you will see like okay, I will open some other org if I can. So let's go to any. This is the different org. I'm just looking for any failure flows. Debugging coding is easy, okay, but this automations, the admin part is debugging is a bit I mean difficult. That is the reason I'm stressing so much. So here also I do not find. Okay, we will do like tomorrow we will see one scenario. We will fail the flow and we will see like how you can, you know go through the flow from this failure flow interviews, right? This is about the after trigger flow, but you can practice um, these examples, and also you can create project level flows also in your arc. Okay. uh, yeah, I will send them. I will send them. Okay. Yeah, that's all for today, and